So the Clippers had a lot of success yesterday. We saw them get past the Utah Jazz to go to the Western Conference Final for the first time in 50 years. And it all started with how they attacked Rudy Gobert on offense and on defense. And you ask yourself the question, how can you attack somebody on offense and on defense? On defense, defensively, players have tendencies that they like to stick to. The only way that you see that is through film. But by the end of the season, NBA teams have studied that enough where they're able to make those adjustments. They're able to know what players like to do, what players is not necessarily in their preference. And that the same thing goes for offense. Offensively, there's a specific way, a specific go-to that players like to have. And that comes down to studying film at the end of the season and making adjustments to be able to attack. So when you talk about Rudy Gobert, you're talking about a player who is 7'1", who is the reigning defensive player of the year. You're talking about somebody who has a 7'9" wingspan and 9'7" standing reach. And it all starts with understanding what kind of player he is. So here, we're able to see a majority of his shots come at the rim. Now, what does that mean? When we say his shots come at the rim, what does that mean? If you're looking at Rudy Gobert, you will see that he is somebody who likes to get downhill. So liking to get downhill, he's somebody who's able to set those screens, flip it, and whenever he has momentum getting down, it's too late. That's where the standing reach plays a factor into it. Here's another situation. Fakes the screen. This is called a get action. Player's going to come get it. Roll to the basket. Too much momentum. It's too late. 7'9". Hard to stop, especially when momentum going to the basket. Here's another screen. Gets downhill. Nobody gets to him, and he scores. So how did the Clippers attack them yesterday? Well, as you guys saw from the previous clips, it's very dependent on the guard being able to get down into the paint to create these opportunities for him. So what the Clippers decided to do yesterday was, we are not going to let these guards get into the paint. So here we have switch, and you can see Donovan Mitchell sees a wall. That means that he's not able to get to the paint, draw the extra defender, and leave Rudy Gobert easy on those slip outs. So when Rudy Gobert doesn't get the ball on those initial screens, now we're playing in the short clock. Now Rudy Gobert has to stay in the dunker spot and hopefully grab offensive rebound. Advantage for the Clippers because we're not making him do what he wants to do. Here's another situation. Ball's in the middle, same thing, off that screen, gets down. We know that the earlier, when you have a dynamic roller, the earlier that you can get up to him, the better it is for your team. Instead of letting him gain momentum earlier. Here we have Paul George reads this on the screen, and instead of staying here, Paul George steps up. And just this little thing to be able to step up creates the big advantage where Rudy Gobert doesn't have the footwork to be able to get around the screen. Here he gets called for an offensive foul because the big is out of control. Here's another situation. Donovan Mitchell's going to see a wall. Big wall. We got a screen. Slip. Donovan Mitchell sees three players over here. So Donovan Mitchell cannot get into the paint. So now we're forcing Rudy Gobert to catch the ball, maybe make a play, 2 feet, but we're not allowing it to get down with momentum and speed. Ball pressure is good. Now they get forced into a shot. That's not what they want. So this is how they attacked them offensively. That's how they didn't let Rudy Gobert get to a shot. Now you're wondering, defensively, what does Rudy Gobert like to do? Rudy Gobert likes to protect the paint, right? Averages around 15 rebounds a game. He's somebody who likes the paint, likes to protect, likes to use that long wingspan to alter shots at the rim. So we're going to see a few clips of Rudy Gobert altering shots at the rim. reads. If he can stay into the paint, it's playing to his advantage. So here we're going to curl. He's going to have those active hands. He's going to get a block shot. Here's another situation. Here's the Phoenix Suns. Going to get the ball. Cameron Payne's going to receive the ball right back. And he's going to turn the corner, right? Turning the corner, gets downhill. But wingspan disruptive. So what did the Clippers decide to do? The Clippers said, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna change the dynamic of this game. So anytime we could get out into transition, we're gonna get out into transition. Here off a missed shot, we're out. Sprinting, Rudy Gobert doesn't have time to be set. That's the advantage. When you have a tall player, you don't want it to be set. So anytime you get downhill quickly, you have an advantage. Over here, let's turn this game into, this is foreshadowing what it is. So Rudy Gobert is not on the floor over here. So now we're drawing two. We're going pick and roll with guards. Having pick and roll with guards, now we have some playmakers. We have some agile guys who are able to make. They don't get too deep. They're able to make plays. So that's the advantage. So now Rudy Gobert comes back into the game. How do we take advantage of that? Gobert's here. Turn the corner. Understand that Rudy Gobert wants to go to his strength. Altering shots at the rim, blocking shots. He's not comfortable going out and closing out to our shooters. With that being said, now our shooters have to be able to make shots. They have to be able to make shots to be able to put pressure and make them pay for this kind of coverage. Paul George has the ball top of the key. Here we're noticing Rudy Gobert is over here. But now what that means is that Rudy Gobert is not in the paint. Rudy Gobert is not involved in the pick and roll. That plays to the advantage of the Clippers because now we don't have a 7'9" wingspan, 9'7" standing reach, looking at us and disrupting our vision. So now our guards are capable of being able to make these plays. Another one, get to the corner. You can see Rudy Gobert doesn't even want to close out on this. He's more focused on the rebounds. Here's another situation. We get downhill, up in semi-transition. We read the momentum of our big. When he's there, we can spray out. So here, we put pressure on the weak side defender. Because now the weak side defender has to guard two players. We have to respect the proper spacing, so maybe Marcus Morris could have been a little bit higher to put more pressure on this defender. But same read, up, he gets up here. Rudy Gobert doesn't want to close out to the three. We take advantage of that. But again, we have to make the other team pay. So we are attacking him on every possession. Rudy Gobert is here on the same side. We're going to go pick and roll. Probably a pick and pop. Since it's Paul George, we're going to go pick and pop. We're just trying to get some switches, trying to get our guards going downhill. Reggie Jackson reads the momentum of Rudy Gobert. So Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert are going to switch. They're going to switch. Reads the momentum as Rudy Gobert is exiting. As he's exiting, he goes, which means his momentum, he's going to be too late. Because Rudy Gobert is a 2-foot jumper. He's going to be too late to contest that shot. And Reggie Jackson gets the bucket. Now here's the last one. We got Rudy Gobert over here. They switch it back. Reggie Jackson, same concept. Reed. Now we have the big is over here. Wait for that momentum. He has to get out of the lane. Waits. Patience. Outside of the lane, we attack downhill. He's too late. We finish. We get a bucket. So when you get to that part of the NBA season, checkers, you don't play checkers, you're playing chess. And that's what the Clippers were able to do really well and attack the reigning defensive player of the year.